Well, welcome one and all to Bike Racing Without Mercy. A little bit of the way out Ventop. It is the Ventop 10. It's quite a big field, that's why I've picked it. I know a lot of you will say Ventop, pretty boring, and that may well be the case. But I reckon it'll be a fair bit of fun today because there's a large field, about 30 odd riders in the Bs, which I'm in, and about, I don't know, 20 odd in the As. They will obviously leave us standing. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's a bit rainy over here in the UK. And this little virtual ride is an homage, it's in respect of L'Etape de Tour. I wish I could be out there doing something like that in the big mountains, but stuck here in the UK at work, along with so many other people. So here is the poor man's L'Etape de Tour. Sure if things are working. Bear me a second. Where have I gone? I'm not sure if it's working. Sorry. I'm trying to view my channel to see. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, my apologies. Sorry. I didn't think I was live. Anyway. Technical glitches are certainly a feature of this channel. So, it's going to be a full gas effort at Ventop. It's the first 10 it's not the first 10 kilometres. It is the main 10 kilometres of Ventop. You get half of the elevation and exactly half of the distance. And you finish a little bit before Chalet Renard, I think. So, Ventop has a kind of shallower start and it just kind of ramps up from from a little bit before, about 1.5 kilometres before where I am now, all the way, I think, to the end of this segment. And so, definitely a negative split is on the menu. Just want to be ramping up that power, trying to stay planted and in the saddle. It will be infernal. Have I not got the chat on? What's going on there? Jane? Oh, bear me a second. I think I've made a mistake in the setup of the stream. Oh, I do, okay. Just that nobody's watching. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you very much, Jane. Oh dear. Let me turn myself off, sorry. I was just seeing if I got the chat on. Yeah, absolute chaos as always. But looking forward to this and hating the idea and prospect of it in equal measure. Now last weekend, I got outside on the bike for the first time since the coast to coast ride in the middle of June, which was also a torrential day, as it is today. And the frustrations of work were aired. Let's put it that way. I didn't take a very imaginative route. I just went back up and down the road between St Albans and Redbourne. It's about 5 kilometres each way, I think it is. No, is it? A bit more, yeah, about 5k each way. And I just did a big 100-kilometre training on it. Yeah, I really am that boring. 4 times 15 at about 275 watts. So, it'd be great if I could hold about 270 watts for the 40 minutes here. Last time I did that was in Tenerife, Grenadillas de Villaflor, very late April, just ahead of the Fred Whitton. I think I did 265 for 41 minutes. It will be emotional. Hey Laura, how's it going? Hope you're well. I hope there's some craft on the menu today, and good to hear that Phil had some encouraging but not definitive yet news on the recovery. It's healing but needs to heal a bit quicker. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining or checking it out. Anyway, I appreciate it. So let's have a look at how many of us are taking part today. Alrighty, thumbs up. Ooh, it's a big crowd. It's got even bigger. I think it's about 200 odd. Let me have a look. Where does it say the overall? There's 35 in the Bs now, 38 in the Cs, and 20 odd in the As. So the trick to this, and I think we all start at the same time, the trick to this, and I'm sorry if you find it boring, but it'll be better. It'll be better in a medium term in the context of this race for it. Yeah, we all go off at the same time. I will not chase the A's. You got young, who is it? You got young Niall Batty, I think, was doing this. No, he's not anymore. Let me have a look. No, he's not doing it anymore, but he's a watt per kilogram monster. And in the Bs, let's try and see who I know in the Bs that follows me and I follow them. Can't see anyone at this stage. A quiet day, definitely. And Phil says that as he heals up, he's going to take you somewhere nice on holiday. So I hope you've got all of your internet surfing skills on point to take him somewhere. We're going to hit him hard in the wallet, Laura. I know it'd be a joint effort, but you know, you've been an amazing support to Phil, he tells me over this time. So I think he deserves to, you deserve to be treated, just as Jane does for me. Anyway, I'm off with the fairies right now. You can see how hard it is. When does the race start? 6 minutes. I'll show you what I'm working with. So, in terms of the hardware, about 80% trainer difficulty, just to kind of mirror where I run out of power in real life. I've got instant power, not 3-second delay. Also, 66 kg today. I've been 66 for quite a while. Anywhere from 65 to 66 and a half. And in terms of the power, for Vero, they underread anywhere from 7 to 9 watts against this kicker bike. So that's the intent, trying to replicate the real life outdoors insofar as it's possible. My next event, yeah, let's go to it. My next event is the Band of Climbers Toughest 110, and there'll be a lot of steep climbing in that. And so really, the attraction of Ventop is while the climb is a lot longer than anything I'll encounter in Band of Climbers, albeit Burbage Moor is about a 14-minute climb. It will have a nice low cadence and make me focus on being kind of in the saddle, planted, and trying to kind of maximise the transfer of power through the pedals. Right, let me just prepare a gel for a little bit of the way. I've got this new Sturker electrolyte mix and carbohydrates in the drink. I like that they mix the electrolytes with the carbohydrate. It makes it quite a cost-effective way to buy the stuff that you can put in your Biden. Biden, not Biden. He's now retired. A full TT bike setup, someone is wondering. Dear me. I am proper boring. I only ever use the Tron. It's a good all-rounder, I'm told. Oh. Now, if you haven't checked out my video, the most recent one I released, it didn't get very many views, but it'd be appreciated if you would check it out. It is a really tremendously beautiful ride in Tenerife. And we're taking one of the most exceptional descents that I've ever been a part of. It's on the coast, which makes it that much more special, and the views and the switchbacks are just on another level. But then we take on a climb of 2.7 kilometers at about 15%, and it is proper difficult. Very beautiful. Again, it's right on the coast, and I got the 2-camera angle. So please do check that one out. It'd be appreciated. Hey Michael, how's it going? I guess you've been out in the Fezzer quite a little bit in the good weather. Good to see you. Phil Rich is recovering. He's had his scan and it shows the bone is healing. Needs to heal a bit faster. Danielle, ciao. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Wish I was in Italy. I think I'm going to find a way to get out to Italy towards the back end of the season. It will either be Gran Fondo Trevally Varese or maybe Il Lombardia. I'm in negotiations with Jane. For me, the real home of cycling. God dear, nothing better than a ride out in Italy. Right, so I'll turn my fan on. Oh, which one is it? There we go. Has anyone been seeing on Instagram this Irish guy called Stanford? He goes, "What are you drinking today?" This is my version of what I drink in a day. Sturka, carbs and electrolytes. Cheers. And the other thing I tend to drink in a day, albeit diet, if not cycling. Anyway, here we go. Negative split. It ramps and ramps and ramps. Therefore the power needs to do the same. And we're off. Hey Adam, thank you very much for joining. I will endeavour to do exactly that, but it will be a negative split. Hope you're well. Why doesn't it say who's an A or a B on the side thing anymore? Laying on a sofa. That'll be me later. It eases up, as will the power in a second. For me, that is. Now, I do apologise for the lack of talking, but just 40 minutes, well, I hope just 40 minutes, to the top. So what people have planned for the weekend? Is it Zwifting or holiday? Prep for holiday. School holidays are here. Now, don't want to burn yourself out on this shallow section. "10 kilometres to go from here." Hey up, Tim. How's it going? What are you up to? Yeah, stay on that road to recovery, Phil. It's just a hill, that is indeed the case. And I've got bar tape on. Oh, nice one, Adam. Busted fingers. So how did you feel? Outdoors for the first time. Good? Oh, nice one. Best of luck there, Tim. I'm not worried about losing people here. It steepens up a lot. That's Yorkshire, isn't it, yeah? Adam? A control smash, that's right, Tim. Negative split. Hey, I'm Sean, how's it going? You right? Oh, Christchurch, sorry. My apologies, Adam. That's quite the geographical error. Apologies. Cheers, Sean. Yeah, it was a good ride. 105 kilometres, 36 kmh, 4 times 15 at 275. Dominique, good to see you. How's the fighting going? The martial arts, that is? One day, definitely. I don't have a gravel bike. I'll hire one. And to the plus. More to the less. Lovely to see you. Well, thank you very much. And what are you training for? Just fitness and health, or anything specific? Right, I'm going to focus now. Talking will be minimised. It gradually ramps. Ian, good to see you. Under 5 miles to go here. Yeah. 8 kilometres now. James, very nice to see you. You've been enjoying Swains Lane recently? Will you be going back to Ineos? To sail? And pedal? Found. They are indeed, as is a Twix and a Bounty. Vida, good to see you. Well, I hope your son has a lovely birthday. I hope the weather's nice in Norway. Jemand, yes, the pace will ratchet. After this little blue. Amazing weather. G'day Al, good day to you sir. Thank you for joining. Negative split. I need to wind it up in a moment. I'm back in Southwest. So where are you going cycling then? Absolutely, Tim. That's the plan. Oh, where do you go on holiday? Oh yeah, I miss London too. Yeah, but get back on it. Yeah, rampus inhumanus. Alright, heading again. Here we go. That's right, last bit of rest. Wind it up. Vegas. Oh my word. Proper hot. Did you win on the machines? Or the craps table? I've been to Gate Vegas a couple of times. Never gambled. I love analysing casinos though. When I was at Royal Bank of Scotland, went to a lot of gaming businesses, ranging from Les Ambassadeurs to Aspers, even Skybet. The house always wins, I can report. Right, here we go. Oh dear. But you enjoyed yourself? Gotta let the body find its equilibrium. A nice one. Do they live in America? or did your travel? It's more aero. Fan. I use it for the crit racing. And then a little crash in mid-March in a road race. So they just prepared. That's the Bianchi Ultra Pro. Good representation. They're heavy, but they're fine, the higher bikes. I like the Basso in Ibiza. Try to stay on top of the gear and the cadence. We'll do them. Very good. Yeah, I'll get him. Thank you. Thank you very much. 265. On a good day. Dear me. Oh, thank you. That. That was really difficult. Oh, dear me. I'm not sure. I guess it's maybe today. They had a time trial yesterday, didn't they, of some kind in the Pyrenees? I'd have thought today is the last day, or maybe Sunday. God, dear me. What place did I come up? I was away with the fairies. I think I got down to about 26 or something like that. Oh dear. Let's have a look at the graph. I had the door closed today as well. Got quite hot there, but that's quite good. It felt, yeah, 269 20-minute power, that's decent. That's decent. Go to end ride, and then the timeline. God, I always have to think what I'm doing. Yeah, so a little hard start to try and stay in the bunch and get a bit of speed to the start of the climb, and then I just kind of was pretty measured to here. I'd probably been about, I don't know, 250 watts averaged about there, and then it was just a gradual build and build and build. It's a very steep bit here. You can then just ease it off a tiny little bit, just to let the heart rate creep down, and then it's just a question of wind up the torque and the power all the way to the end. I was happy with the finish. 184 BPM. You know, that shows that I'm fit at the moment. Nowhere near as fit as I was threshold wise pre my accident, but my endurance is a lot better. The power I'm putting down for like 2-3 hours, and the ability to do good efforts within that is much higher than pre my accident. I think I'm turning into a bit of an endurance monkey. But that's good. I'm happy with that. Thank you for the support. The support makes a huge difference, because kind of you get to about here, and you're kind of trying to stay on top of the gear, trying to stay in the saddle, minimize the time out of the saddle, because that brings up the heart rate and disrupts the rhythm and the equilibrium. And then you know, the support you will provide gives you the mental fortitude, to stay on top of the gear, not let the power drip down below, I think, 250. Also stay focused, not really letting it go much above 280 at any time. Occasionally a little burst of 300. But let's go back. Oh. And I can show you the settings I was on to try and kind of run out of gears at the right time. I was on trainer difficulty 80% or so. So that, you know, when you're on 11-12%, the cadence is not dissimilar. As you'll see in my most recent video, please do check it out. You know, not dissimilar to a 10 or 11% gradient outdoors. And then in terms of the power source, I'm using the Favero Aciomas as the power source, the pedals, because they were under read versus the kicker by about anywhere from 5 to 9 watts or 7 to 9 watts. So I'm trying to kind of mimic the outdoors, but I'm very happy. If you go back to the timeline, the heart rate, you know, I spent a long time, look at this, I spent time, you know, from about here all the way to here above 180 RPM, and there it's, you know, because 180 is a lot for me, 178, 180, that's a lot for me. And there, when that's happening, you're just trying to stay, actually, you've got this, you know, it's only a few more minutes, just control the power, stay on top of the gear, try and take some deep breaths, and it'll soon end, as it were. Because once you implode, it is as you can see now, very difficult to get going again. If that's the point about, I guess, these TTs. It is the measurement of the power. The negative split is always, for me, the most optimal way to go. But when I'm training, I'll often do a positive split, because that builds the mental fortitude. You raise the heart rate, you get some lactic kicking around, and then you've got to kind of drop back down to threshold. I love all of that, because for training. But if I'm looking for a best effort, unless it's a very steep gradient at the beginning, definitely the negative split's the way to go. And you kind of, the body, the blood warms up, the oxygen carrying capability in the blood improves, the airwaves open, you get into the rhythm on the breathing and the cadence, the focus comes up, the nervous energy, the nervous system ramps up nicely to support the effort. And the key then is not allowing the power to drip right back down, because then you've either got to let that happen well before you blow, or if you let it happen at the point at which you blow, it's very hard to get going again. But yeah, it was a hard old start there. Let's have a look at the critical power. I mean, it's basically an FTP test. So yeah, I mean, I sort of my 20-minute power is just isn't that impressive. I really am. I mean, the last time I had 290 for 20 minutes or 19 minutes was Porlock, about a year, just coming up for a year ago. Porlock hill climb. I am struggling really to get much above 260, 270 for like 20 through 40 minutes. And so yeah, let's have a look at it. It was about 41 minutes, wasn't it? I was about 261, wasn't I? Yeah. Oh dear, where we go? Oh, I thought it was 261. There we go. 261 for 42 minutes. That's no real improvement. If I'm being deadly honest, that isn't even an improvement since my climb in late April, Granadilla Villa Floor. So there you are. All that time on the bike, albeit I had a lot of training by that stage. All that time on the bike since April, albeit quite a lot less hours per week because work has been ramped up, but no real improvement in fitness. Freaking hell. That is cycling, isn't it? Dear me. Consistently boring. But look, I mean, that was Dominant Crab. Very nice to see you. Oh, how is the crustacean life? Is it treating you well? Oh, Dominant Crab. I love crabs, the way they scuffle left and right. Oh dear. Dear me. Yeah, I mean, back at my peak fitness, and on the watt bike Atom, which did overread against the SEAMers by about 5 to 10 watts, I once had 290 for the entirety of Ventop, so that would have been about, I don't know, 280. Always motivated seeing me dominate. I don't think I managed to dominate today, but I was very happy with the performance, very happy with Mr. Dominant Crab. Oh, I'll probably have a nice little long tempo session tomorrow, and then I'm going to see my daughter graduate down in Bristol. She's got a job as well in marketing. I said she'll never get a job in marketing if she does a degree in PR, marketing and advertising, but she has. Because normally they say if the one thing if you want is a job in media or advertising, PR, don't do a degree in that. But she's got herself a job. She's graduating, so I feel super proud of her. Really looking forward to seeing her graduate. I think it's very hard for kids now. Going to university certainly isn't, I say hard, it isn't the kind of route to getting a good job and all that kind of stuff that it once was, and they've got to contend with AI and all the other crap that these tech bros have produced. I say not crap, it's going to be incredible in part, but dreadful in part to contend with for some. Oh dear. But look, thank you very much for tuning in. I thoroughly enjoyed and sort of hated that. It is super uplifting when you realise you're in control of the effort. It's just a question of mental fortitude and focus and not going over and into the red too much, staying on top of the gear. When you suddenly realise you're planted and you're in control of the mandate, life feels good on the bike. She's working down towards the Bristol area, so she hasn't moved back. And that's suited her. She really loves the Bristol area. She's in central Bristol. She has a little bit of a commute to work, a little drive. So she used some of her savings to get you like this as a car man, Michael. She got a Ford Fiesta, like a 2016 plate. And I've lost touch with cars, right? I'm not really that fade with cars. I know some of the older ones, obviously. And she was asking me which one to get, you know, because I was contributing as well, obviously. And she showed me some pictures of a black Fiesta, 1.2 litre it said. And she said it's an ST. I didn't know what ST was, but it said 1.2 litre. Oh, it's got a little turbo, it needs a turbo because it's only 1.2 litre. Turns out she's got herself the really Larry Fiesta. And so she came up to visit last weekend in the car, and this thing is it's black, it's got the good alloy wheels. It's kind of slightly lowered, as well, it hasn't been, it's OEM, but it looks like it sits lower. Low profile tyres, all this kind of stuff. And it's got a turbo. Yeah. Well, I did buy her a 2-year warranty on it. Are they not very reliable? Or zero liability is a good, you know, that's a genuine thing, is it? I hope so, because my boy, he had a Corsa and it got what's called Black Death, because even though he serviced it correctly, whoever Vauxhalls are renowned for oil building up at the bottom of the engine, and once that happens it kind of becomes sludgy and you can't fix it. Black Death. Yeah, wow, that hurt indeed. Yes, Mr. Norman, that certainly did hurt, didn't it? Freaking hell. But boy, will you feel $1 million for doing it. It's not, I don't call it suffering. It's not suffering. Suffering is different. For me, what I love about that kind of TT effort is you're managing your resources right on the limit. It's trying to find that equilibrium, that point where, you know, the time to go feels just about doable. It's a stretch, but doable. And you're trying to kind of observe the sensations, you know, in particular the breathing, seeing the heart rate drift up, you know, seeing if you're just about able to, you know, you clear the lactate in the blood, it's not becoming uncomfortable, like really difficult in the legs in terms of at that point we're on a VO2 max effort and the heart rate and the breathing is super elevated, but maybe heart rate's even a bit lagging compared to where mine got to just there, but you can feel in the legs that you're getting overwhelmed by the waste, the ions in the lactate that the body is struggling to clear. You can kind of, you have to do quite a bit of training to kind of feel what that, to understand what that feels like for you as an individual. But it's kind of, you're like operating a system, your body. You've got the power, you've got the heart rate, you've got the sensations, and it's kind of, how do you manage that to the best? Very addictive. Oh, you have one. Ah, nice. Okay, that's good. I am relieved to hear this, because cars can be a bit of a black hole. Right. Anyway, enough about me going on about time trialing, all that kind of stuff. Safe to say, I wish everybody a long and healthy, happy weekend. Hope you get some R&R. Hope the Pyrenees is fun on the tour. Even I might watch some today. I haven't seen any of the Tour de France. I've been either working late or weekends or on the bike or family stuff. So I might see some today, we'll see. But thank you ever so much. I appreciate the support. I'll do a couple more live streams before I hit the Band of Climbers hardest 100. I want to go full gas on that. I'd love to go well sub 5 hours, I don't know, 4 hours and a half, 4 hours 45, not quite sure. 110 kilometers, 3,500 meters of climbing, but it's steep. And you've got to leave enough in the tank for about, 15-minute effort or so on Burbage Moor, depending on whether it's a headwind or a tailwind. Because Burbage is right exposed, certainly the second half of it. So you can't implode. Really looking forward to it. Anyway, apologies, I am away with the fairies. Verbal diarrhea. Thank you all ever so much for tuning. Have a lovely weekend. Ciao, arrivederci, au revoir.